everybody, welcome to the Rest in Peace channel. I'm in a cemetery called Riverside Cemetery here in Cambridge City, Indiana. I'm up here in the old park, parking my car. We're going to walk the cemetery a little bit, and we'll know about the history of it. But I'm in an area where there's a lot of old gravestones. So let's get out and walk around. Let's see how old stones and old monuments we can look at. Let's go. Oh man, magnificent cemetery. If anybody watches this, I don't do it to disrespect anybody here. I do it to show the beauty of it. Yes, people are buried here, interred, or lay their ashes out. But my channel is more or less about paying respects to those who went way before us, or just last week or yesterday. That's the reason why I do these cemetery videos. I'm always fascinated, not by death, but by the monuments that are left behind to show that person's life or remember them, even if they've been gone over 100 years. That's why I'm doing this channel. I thought about putting on Traveling Old Man, but to me it doesn't feel right. I mean, I know other channels have celebrity graves and gravestones on their channel. That's fine. That's their channel. My channel, I have a few on my Traveling Old Man channel, but I kind of didn't feel right. So I just went on and created Rest in Peace, and any cemetery video I have will be on that channel. Even if it's a military cemetery, such as a veteran cemetery or just a regular graveyard. The Riverside Moseleum right here. Let's go and check it out. I can see through glass. I hope. It's probably locked. I guarantee 9 times out of 10 it's locked. Let's find out. Yep. What do we see in there? It says mausoleum, but there ain't nothing in there, it looks like. Maybe it's used for storage, maybe? Louis P. Does that say Agriculturist? Agriculturist, 1865-1941. It's a nice sculpture. He's got a sickle in his hand, and it looks like wheat. Nugent, right there. That's a nice looking gravestone. Frank E. Everett, born in 1827, passed away in 1911. Some of these gravestones have been turned over, either by vandals or passage of time. Eventually it just rots away and falls down, or a wind, good gust of wind can knock it right over. That old gravestone. I'll put my hood up to get cool out here. Look at that one. I'm guessing it's an urn with a cloth over it. I don't know where that came from. Well, I'm guessing right there, but I don't know. That's too big. I don't think it came from there. No, it didn't come from there. Well, does it have a name on it? Nope. Alright. Well, I'll find a grave and I'll put it on there. Well, it looks like Fink could be the lucky one. Olivia and Edward. Alright, look at this. This is a big monument. I see who it's to. Solomon Meredith, born May 29th, 1810, and passed away October 2nd, 1875, was a prominent Indiana farmer, politician, and lawman who became a controversial Union Army general in the American Civil War. one of the commanders of the Iron Brigade of the Army of the Potomac. Meredith led the brigade in the Gettysburg battle. Although he never fully recovered from the wounds he received that day, he became a prize-winning farmer and cattleman at home and hosted veterans of his unit. Solomon Meredith was born in Guilford County, North Carolina, the youngest of 12 children born to David and Mary Farrington Meredith. Meredith's grandfather, James Meredith, fought at the Battle of Guilford Courthouse during the American Revolutionary War. The Merediths were Quakers and educated young Solomon at home. He was nicknamed Long Soul for his towering 6'7" body. In 1836, Meredith married Anna Hanna, a daughter of Samuel Hanna, who would later become the 6th Indiana State Treasurer. Although their daughter Mary died as a child, their 3 sons survived to adulthood. The eldest, Lieutenant Samuel H. Meredith, served under his father and would die at home in 1864 of wounds received at the 1862 Battle of Gainesville. Captain David Meredith of the 15th United States Infantry won a brevet promotion to major and died in Alabama in 1867. Henry Meredith would survive and inherit the farm. Although born a Quaker, Meredith became a Methodist. He was also a Freemason and member of the Independent Order of Odd Fellows. When the Civil War erupted in early 1861, Meredith recruited hundreds of men from his county and organized them into a volunteer regiment of infantry. Governor Oliver Morton appointed Meredith as the first colonel of the newly named 19th Indiana, despite his lack of previous military experience. The regiment traveled by train to Washington, D.C., where it would eventually join the Army of the Potomac and be brigaded with 3 Wisconsin regiments, in which became famous as the Iron Brigade. Meredith and his Hoosiers fought their first engagement during the Northern Virginia campaign at Bronner's Farm, where his horse was shot from underneath him, crushing him and breaking several ribs. During the Maryland campaign, Meredith took part in the Battle of South Mountain, but then abruptly reported himself unfit for duty due to the lingering effects of his injuries at Bronner's Farm. His long march up from Virginia, he went to Washington to rest and recuperate, while his replacement, Lieutenant Colonel Olis Bachman, was killed while leading a charge near the cornfield at Antietam. As far as Brigadier General John Gibbon was concerned, he would deserve to be stripped of his command for this. A month later, Gibbon was promoted to Major General and given the 2nd Division, I Corps, to command. Then, recommanding either Colonel Lysander Cutler of the 6th Wisconsin or Colonel Lucius Fairchild of the 2nd Wisconsin to take over the Iron Brigade. However, Major General Joseph Hooker, who had commanded the 1st Corps at Antietam, was recovered from a wound sustained in that battle, was visited by Meredith requesting promotion to Brigadier General. Regardless of the Antietam fiasco and Gibbon's disdain for him, he had powerful political connections in the form of Indiana Governor Oliver Morton. This was enough to convince Hooker, who submitted his request to Washington. In November, Meredith thus took the field wearing the stars of a brigadier general, while John Gibbon fumed and cursed Hooker as a man who had sacrificed his principles for political gain. Meredith led the brigade in combat for the first time at Fredericksburg. In the spring of 1863, Meredith's brigade participated in the Chancellorsville campaign but saw relatively little combat. That would change in July when the Iron Brigade suffered significant casualties during the first day's fighting at Gettysburg, in Herbst Woods, and on Seminary Ridge. They were one of the first infantry brigades to reach the field, and in the morning they routed the shocked and exhausted brigade of Brigadier General James J. Archer and captured Archer. However, in the afternoon, the brigade was ravaged by a flanking maneuver by the 11th North Carolina and frontal assault by the 26th North Carolina of Confederate Brigadier General James Johnson Pettigrew's brigade. Meredith was wounded when he was struck in the head by shrapnel, fracturing his skull and giving him a severe concussion. The blow killed his horse, which then fell on him, breaking his ribs and injuring his right leg. He was disabled and unfit for any further field command. With the war over in 1865, Meredith mustered out from the volunteer army with the brevet rank of Major General and returned home to Indiana. From 1867 to 1869, he became Surveyor General of the Montana Territory. He then retired to his farm and raised prize-winning longhorn cattle, sheep, and horses. After the general's death, his son Henry Clay Meredith and daughter-in-law Virginia Claiborne Meredith ran the farm and raised Meredith's herd. Solomon Meredith died on his farm in 1875. He is buried in Riverside Cemetery in Cambridge City, Indiana. The Grand Army of the Potomac Post in Richmond, Indiana was later named in his honor. Yep. Civil War hero. Commander. Look at this old monument. Well, it's an old monument, isn't it? Interned, that was us. 1852, I believe. Look at this one. I like this gravestone. That's an old one. Tell about the weathering. There. That gravestone burn. It's got an angel on it. Pretty cool. It's dedicated to the memory of those who served their country with honor in her great wars. Alright, thank you for joining me on this cemetery tour here in Cambridge City, Indiana. Riverside Cemetery. All people buried here in Riverside Cemetery in Cambridge, Indiana. Cambridge City, Indiana. Rest in peace. And I will see you on the next video